That's me. PMG.
Hey everybody, it's Benji, better known as Moiciara. And as you guys seen from the title, I'm starting this wonderful series called Black Gay Stuff. As you can see, there's a little, what you call it, a little logo. I think it's in this corner, or it might be this corner. One of them. I feel a little rusty, y'all, because I ain't kind of been, like, filming anything. I am going to do a whole update and catch-up video with y'all and all that stuff, but right now, we not into that. I wanted to start the year off with this series called Black Gay Stuff. I've done a lot of research pertaining to this particular issue, topic, or, like, you know, I mean, it's very multidimensional. Like, you know, black gay stuff is constantly evolving. It's constantly current. It's constantly a lot of stuff going on. And I feel like I don't see a lot of black gay stuff pertaining to, like, I don't want to say awareness, because I see people who do awareness. But I just feel like, I guess the best way I can say, they ain't doing it, or they ain't going to do it like me. Period. So, anyway. This is going to be episode 1, season 1 of Black Gay Stuff. I want to start it off. Everybody who's been subscribing to my channel, who's been liking, who's been running those views up, thank you so much pertaining to the content I have on my page. Y'all know, like, it's given. Old, new, whatever. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And if you haven't, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your mama, grandma, auntie, uncle, little cousin, baby daddy, baby mama, somebody. So, because you know they gonna fall in love with me. Like, why wouldn't they? But anyway, so this is gonna be episode 1 of Black Gay Stuff, and I wanted to kind of pretty much talk about why is it so, because I got my notes right here. Oh girl, gotta have my notes on the topic, because baby, why not? So episode 1, and it's pretty much, why is it so hard to find genuine black gay love? And I mean, it's hard out here to find love in general for everybody, because I know my viewers aren't just gay people, but I know this probably be an outlet to help them be more aware, more transparent, and kind of get to know, I guess, like the relationship side of it, because it can be very hetero at one time, and then the next minute it can be very homosexual and the next one. But I wanted to pretty much break that down, the reason why I feel like it's so hard to find a lot of strong black gay love. Now I gotta say this because I feel like it's important. So I consider myself non-binary, child. Ooh-wee. Back in the day, the girls were calling it androgynous. We ain't have time to try to say non-binary, all that. But nonetheless, that's kind of like the more appropriate term, non-binary. And I've been getting questions asked as far as in, you know, my trans identity, and if I'm trans, or do I consider myself trans? I do, but I don't. And listen to this. The reason why I said it, because non-binary, it does fit more like male, female characteristics underneath that title when it comes to non-binary and not having a specific gender. But a lot of times, depending on if you're male or if you're female, it does kind of label that or kind of corner that into some type of form of trans identity. So I've come to accept that more, as I probably would have, you know, in years past. I'm like, no, I'm not trans, because that's not what I'm me, you know. But now I can be more accepting of it because I'm more knowledgeable, more aware, just those things, because I think it's important for my viewers and for people that support me and know what I'm doing, what is given. So boom. So back to the topic at hand, which is, why is it so hard for black gay love to kind of really exist? And I think a lot of times I follow a lot of, you know, black gay relationships that probably worked out, or they didn't, or it's some it's a few that are still together, which we apply them, yes, get them their kudos. But it's a lot of girls out here. It's a lot of girls out here that ain't living the relationship life. And what I mean is, like, you know how it be like, I think we in an age where I feel like with social media, social media plays such a strong factor in that, because there's always this relationship buy-in factor. Like, oh, and you start, getting wrapped up into the relationship and what they do and how they doing it and what they doing and what they wearing and how they looking and how they posing, and oh, you want to have those relationship goals, whoop de whoop de whoop. Boom, that's fine, that's good, that's cool. But the moment they break up or something, then you start looking at what happened and who did this and who did that and X, Y, Z, And sometimes it's easier to say like, oh, people just fall apart, because normally, or sometimes in some cases, that usually is a very natural state. People just fall out of love with one another. But then there's the other time. And there's somebody who cheats, and you have to make a decision if there's something that you want to continue to do, or if not, you move around, or you try to, work it out, stick it out, and do what you got to do to make the relationship better. And then there's the people who just want everything. And what I mean by everything, they just kind of want to be in this space where there's no limits, there's no limitations. They're a free agent to the relationship. They're just there, they're just present because they want the romantic part of a relationship, but then they want the freedom of, being a single person or whatever. And I think a lot of those characteristics fall underneath the LGBT community, because a lot of times we just want to, for one, like I said, I got my notes right here, is that a lot of times the girls are either seeking acceptance, and then when they find somebody that they really like and connect with that allows them to be them, they're running to the races because they accepted them, for one. So then it becomes, an attachment thing to wanting to build this relationship, connect with this person, trust this person. Like, you end up wanting to really do that all in, like you diving in because that's what you really want. So then there's that. And then there's the people who have past traumas, and y'all connect, y'all trauma bonding because of something that you've been through, something that they've been through, or whatever. But I know, how can I say this, dealing specifically with homosexuality, like I want to kind of focus on that, but I kind of got to go through this process, so bear with me. And of course, there's nothing other than communication issues. Like, I feel like a lot of times these relationships either don't make it is because of communication, poor communication, or like I said before, it could just because the fact that the man just want to do what he want to do, like, or, the other individual want to do, the sis or whoever, y'all know what I'm saying, they pretty much want to do whatever they want to do, and they want to have their cake eat it. So and sometimes it just doesn't work. So what I want to kind of try to break down or get people to understand the reason why they're single and how they can understand that or whatever. And a lot of times people are single because a lot of times in the gay community, people have a tendency of wanting to, like, okay, it's a free fall because we pretty much all doing the same thing. Hey, I might as well just go ahead and do whatever I want to do because I know that this person has either, latched on to the existence of our relationship based off of whatever it could be. So they're not going to go anywhere. So they end up sticking with them. Or then there's people that just not going to tolerate it. They're not going to sit around and allow that person to cheat on them. And then you got to think about the person who's finding themselves. Because if you ain't found yourself while you have tried to build a relationship with this person, when I say finding yourself, I mean like coming from more of like an identity thing. Like, if you don't know how you see yourself progressing in a relationship, like if you haven't crossed those obstacles as finding who you are and what you identify as, it makes it extremely difficult for another person to love you, and that draws into that factor of why the girls usually are single. And then I think I might be a little long-winded right here, so bear with me. A lot of times I think when you're dating someone, you get wrapped up and you get enthralled with who they are and they become a part of you, which is natural. But then there's this thing where people just have a tendency to, once they have known, I want to say the mind of manipulation, but we're going to call it that because I'm going to call it the mind of manipulation only because I feel like when you're with someone and you invest in them, obviously they know how you work. And maybe they're not doing it intentional or what have you, but they have a way of playing on your psyche where you feel like it may not be as bad as it may seem. And then the things that you do or you are calling them out on, they know how to make it simple so it doesn't seem like it's a bigger issue than it has to be. Sometimes that works for a lot of people. I've been a victim of it. Hey, I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm just saying, because when you love and you start trusting someone, you can't help but want to make things to be the best out of a relationship versus the worst. And sometimes it's in your control and sometimes it's not. I've seen so many gay relationships that have folded, and it's usually because it's always infidelity. I don't know what it is, and I'm not saying that this doesn't happen in the straight community, but child, on our end over here, everybody feel like they free agents where they can just fuck everybody. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. And I'm like, I don't want what you had and what I got, and I don't want that. I want what's mine is what's mine, and what's yours is yours. Keep that over there. Period. So I just feel like the cheating factor of it, because a child, we would be here all day if I tell you about the times that I don't talk to somebody that I knew that talked to that person that whatever. Like, it's been like that. And I'd be like, why? I don't want what they had. I want what's, and I ain't saying that it ain't by a chance, but if I know this person in some capacity, we ain't got to be friends, we ain't got to be besties, whatever, but I know this person, and then I know that you talk to them, like, I feel like it's giving very much sloppy seconds, like thirds or fourths. I could really go on and talk about but I'm not. Y'all don't understand, the mind get to going, child. You start thinking. You be like, ooh, why was I doing that? Why was I in that space? But anyway, and that usually is the downfall. And then sometimes it gets like, oh, well, we like the same thing, so it's not really cheating. Or, I'm laughing only because it's only, y'all, YouTube don't got strict. YouTube don't got strict, so I gotta be careful on how I say certain things. I cuss a little bit, but I'm trying to get, my channel to certain places, baby. But nonetheless, men get comfortable with the fact that they're dating men and we're liking the same thing, we're doing the same thing. So why should I feel the need to look at you as putting you as a priority or putting you in a place where I feel like I can, not commit? And because a lot of people don't have those values when it comes to relationship, gay, straight, whatever, when it comes to commitment, like they look at it as it's temporary or whatever. And I don't want to be with nobody that's looking at commitment as temporary. Like, if we in this thing, we're riding until the wheels fall off. We're going to, go through our ups and downs or whatever. And hopefully we get through them and keep it moving. Simple. Oh, excuse me. But a lot of times that don't happen. So then that is what boils and stalls and throws everything into this weird space where y'all just either together or not. And then I want to say the communication thing. Like, I know people say communication is key. Like, communication is key. Don't get me wrong. But it's how you communicating. I was watching something, and the young lady, she was like, how it be like surface communication. And I was like, yes, that's it. Like, we can communicate all day long about everything that's wrong or everything that needs to happen to make our relationship work. But if it's surface level, we're really not digging deep enough to, want to see it through. Because once, I feel like a lot of times, and it's just in relationships in general, when your wheels get to turning on how you can make a way out, or you can look at the person the way you fell in love with them, and you start thinking about all these things that are going to put you in this weird space where you feel like you don't want to commit anymore, then you're going to do it. Because your mind has already been made up on your commitment levels to the relationship is no more. And that's usually, a downfall when it comes to a lot of gay relationships. Like, they have this tendency of wanting to see, like, it's either like, how can I say this? I think I got a piece of hair right there. This whole dominant and submissive masculine, feminine energy role. And what people seem to forget is that all those things have to coexist with one another. You can never just be one thing, you know, as far as in being in a gay relationship. Like, you have to have variations of both. Like, clearly I'm a bottom, I'm feminine, I'm a pretty girl, you know, sickening, period. But at the same time, I do have a lot of masculine energies, and it's only because I've had to, you know, be my own strength, you know, and when I have to, you know how I have to protect myself and fight for myself or whatever, I have to step into my masculine energy, because that's what I know. That's how I was, you know, brought up as far as in learning how to survive and, you know, do certain things. And then I have my feminine energy, you know, when I'm at home with my man and, you know, he's doing everything right, then I could stay in that feminine energy and I don't have to give him, you know, any why are you saying my hair was messed up? Yeah. No, I don't have to give him any of that, you know, toxic energy. But I just feel like when it comes to gay relationships or whatever, they be so wrapped up in that we both men. So we're both men, then we know how men operate, which is true enough. But at the same time, we're in this relationship together because we want to see it through. We want to see it work. You know, we want to make sure that what we're doing is not in vain. And a lot of times, like I said, people get caught up with everything that's going on around them instead of everything that's going into the relationship. And that's what usually tears these relationships down. And they be sitting around here like, child, I don't want to say no names. Okay, I know y'all seen. Who is that? They're porn stars or P-stars, I guess. I don't think you can really say that on YouTube, but nonetheless, it was Fame and his boyfriend. Child, he's dated quite a few people. They got into a fight. Nonetheless, I know there was hair pulling. Baby boy got online. I think he had like a black eye or whatever and stuff like that. And it just shows me how like a lot of girls get used to, and when I say girls, don't take that like I'm saying females, I'm talking about gay people clearly. But a lot of the girls get used to being in a place where abuse is what they know, you know, and they gravitate to trying to constantly fix that because that's who they see fit to be with. Like it was a big thing about a few months ago online or whatever, and then it just becomes this whole tailspin of wanting to hold on and latch on to that because that's what I know. That's the person for me. That's who supposed to, you know, be for me. So I'm gonna, but when he got online, child, I was just like, okay, I had to get back on camera because I was incorrect about something. I mentioned something about Fame and Rico Pruitt and how they were back together. Something they ain't back together. So yeah, I did my research. So don't come for me. Period. Yeah. And there's quite a few other like YouTubers and social media influencers that I follow and support that have broken up, and then there's some that I know is still standing strong, they're still together, and probably have went through their trials and tribulations behind the scenes and just ain't told nobody, which is okay, and that is all right. We ain't gotta know everything. We know it ain't perfect, but yes, okay, y'all. So all in all, this has been episode 1 of Black Gay Stuff. I don't know what to say, y'all. Like, I'm just, last year was a very trying year for me, so I'm definitely wanting to get back into YouTube and do my thing like I was doing before, because I love it. Like, you know, someone asked me about, you know, the whole thing with YouTube or whatever. I'm like, it's a freedom of expression. Like, when I remember when I first really started getting into it, like, that's what it was for me. You know, it wasn't about becoming like this big old like influencer or YouTuber or whatever, but it was just something I could do and have my outlet and be heard, and I kind of want to get back to that. So yeah, so stay tuned. This was episode 1 of Black Gay Stuff. Why there aren't that many long-lasting gay relationships anymore, and I was saying, why is it so hard to why I fumble that all up, y'all? Why is it so hard to find genuine Black gay love. And to those that have experienced it or are in this place of having some genuine, good old-fashioned black gay love, please leave a comment down below so we can talk about it. Even if you ain't like this video, let's talk about that. You know, you might not like my hair, you know, my teeth and my eyes, my lashes, my makeup, whatever. Let's talk. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the conversation going. Yes. Nonetheless, thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you guys like, thumbs up the video. Them thumbs be working, because there's some videos out here that them thumbs be working. So please like, thumbs up that video, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Yes, baby. And until next time, y'all.